Let's do it. Let's do it.
What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, you guys? Good morning. It is your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is another episode of Philly's Morning Joe. We are coming up on 20 episodes. Maybe we'll do something special for like a quarter mark, right? Like 25 shows or something like that. But it's all because of you guys. Another great day. I'm excited to be an Eagles fan, man. We are 4-0. We are atop the league, not just the division, the league. You know what I'm saying? It feels good, man. The Eagles have clawed. They have fought their way to a 4-0 record. It hasn't been the prettiest. We have not, had a full game where I feel like the Eagles fans have been able to just sit back and say, all right, that's what we want. That's what we've been waiting for. But I think that it's going to come. I think that, sooner than later, the Eagles will get it all together and it will start to click. And, then it's curtains for the leagues. But look, there's other teams out there that are doing well. Obviously, the Giants aren't one of them. The Giants looked absolutely horrible yesterday. But we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. We do have some injury reports to go over. We also have some, interesting stuff that happened yesterday. And I do want to break down who I think is the top two teams in this NFL so far, which brings me to my point, which is the poll. So you guys know we always like to do a poll, and today the poll is, I want to know what you guys think. Who is the best team in the NFL right now? Is it the Eagles? Is it the Niners? Is it the Cowboys? Is it the Chiefs? So far we have 16 votes. 88% of you guys saying that the Eagles are number one. 12% of you guys are saying the Niners. Cowboys and Chiefs tied at 0% so far. Nobody's giving no love to Kelsey Swift, apparently. It is what it is. But shout out to everybody already in the chat, man. We got 20-something people up in the chat already chilling, man. Who we got in here? We got John Monroe in here. KJ was the first one in here. We got Antonio Holmes. He thought I switched it up. Did I accidentally put it for 10 p.m.? My bad. Oops. It is what it is. Good morning, Queenberg game. Philly C Sport, what's going on? Jose, what's going on? Working out. All right, man. Hey, I need to go work out my damn self. What's going on, Rakeem? What's going on? Kelly Green Burrito. What's going on? Tracy Ann Benjamin. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? We're the best until the record says we aren't. I agree. I mean, look, what's going on, Devontae? I feel like this Philadelphia Eagles team, I've said it a number of times and I'll say it again here. Once they do finally start to get it all together, once everything starts to kind of click, right, I think that this team is going to be damn near unbeatable. We've seen already what the Eagles have been able to do, right? We've already seen what the Eagles have put out there and the numbers of it, right? We're top 10 in most categories. Obviously, passing is not one of them just yet. But once the passing gets going, it's like, what else do you need to see from this team? I mean, I realistically don't have much more that I need to see from this team. So I'm excited about this squad. I really am. I think that our best football is ahead of us. I think that Jalen Hurts, understands what he needs to do in order to improve. And I have full faith that this team will do everything in its power, whether it be, Devontae Smith, whether it be, A.J. Brown, whether it be Sean Desai, Nick Sirianni, Brian Johnson. These guys understand that there's work to be done. And I have full faith that they're going to go out there and get the work done. Now, will there be teams that are going to go out there and give us every single thing that they have? Definitely. And I fully expect that, and I want that, to be honest with you. I want teams to go against us and say, oh, we got to go out there and give them our all, because that's going to get us ready for the playoffs, right? We're playing a 17-game slate of playoff games. Every time a team plays us, they want to go out there, they want to win, they want to show the world, the NFL fans, the league, whatever you want to call it, that they are a team, right? I mean, if Washington would have beat us, they would have been having a lot of people talking about who's Sam Howell? What is going on with the Washington Commanders? Are they good? They played a good game. They're already getting that talk, right? The Patriots, when they played us tough, people were talking about, hey, maybe this team is good. You look at the teams that we've played, the Vikings. Winning against the Eagles has become a statement. If you can beat the Eagles, if you can hang tight with the Eagles, it becomes a statement piece. It becomes a, oh, well, we did this, right? It becomes kind of a mantle, a trophy on your mantle. So look, we are going to see the absolute best of every single team every single week, and that is fine. As Eagles fans, we should invite that. As Eagles players, they should invite that. That extra little bit of meaningfulness, I don't know what to really call it, that little extra edge that you have to go into every game knowing that this team wants to knock your block off is going to help you in the long run. I truly do feel that. Now, obviously, it's not all, glitz and glamour. We do have some bad news. Before we get into that, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, man. Join the family. We got 25 people already in the building, man. I appreciate all of you guys. Be sure to hit that poll as well. Hit that poll up. But obviously, we saw last game that Sua Opeta had to go in for our dog, Cam Jurgens. Cam Jurgens is officially week to week with a foot injury. It's a sprain. So not as bad as it could have been, but obviously not ideal, right? Zach Perman says that Sirianni said Cam Jurgens is week to week with his foot injury, and he thought that Sua Opeta is the next man up, and he thought he played outstanding yesterday being Sunday. So, look, I mean, Sua Opeta looked okay. He looked good. There's definitely going to be a drop-off. I know a lot of people are bringing up Cam Jurgens' PFF rate, which is not the highest in the world. I think it's like a 64, something like that, 65, something like that. But it's going to be a drop-off. To think that you can go into this game and not at all miss what a Cam Jurgens is going to bring to this team, I think is ignorant, to be honest with you. Cam Jurgens is a good player, and not only is he a good player, we know continuity means a lot when it comes to that offensive line, defensive line too, but offensive line. If your guys aren't playing together for a full 17-game slate, there's going to be miscommunication errors. There's going to be, miscues and stuff like that. So losing Cam Jurgens is tough. That's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We are lucky, and we are in a position that Sua Opeta is a good player. He is a good enough a guy, to, especially obviously coming off the bench, but a lot of teams would love to have him on. I mean, you look at the Giants last night, they probably would love to have a Sua Opeta on their team right now. So while it does suck, it definitely is not ideal. I think that this is something we can get by. It's not something we're going to get over. It's definitely something we got to get by. So I'm not happy, obviously, about this injury. I don't think anybody should be. But it's not something that I think is a death sentence. I always say that. There's ways that you can get around it. So obviously, this Eagles team wants to get back on track on offense. Losing one of your offensive linemen is not going to be the best way of doing that. But this is not the Rams team that won the Super Bowl. There's a lot of ifs about this Rams team. So we're just going to have to go out there. We're going to have to play our game, and hopefully, Sua Opeta has a good game. He's going to be facing Aaron Donald probably most of the game. It's not ideal. It is definitely not ideal. Aaron Donald is number one in most rankings right now as far as defensive tackles go. So this is, welcome to the NFL. I mean, Sua Opeta has been in the NFL for a while, but this is about as welcome to the NFL as it's going to get, man. This is going to be a tough matchup for him. I hope the best, though. I definitely hope the best. Prepare for the worst. Hope for the best. What's going on, Eagles 35? I'm good. We got the target on our backs, as we should, KJ. As we should. What's going on, Hot Rod? Giants got work. They definitely did. That was a tough game for them. That was 11 sacks, I think they ended with. I mean, whew, that's not what you want to see, bro. That is not what you want to see. Daniel Jones just ain't it. I've been one to say, hey, let's see what happens. Maybe, he figures it out, but he's just not it. He's just not it. Not worried about our offense, but our passing defense is killing us. Ranked 27, 260 average passing yards against us and competing 110 of 164. Hopefully help will be arriving soon. Jose, I think that the Eagles are going to make something shake when it comes to that secondary. I don't know exactly what. We've heard a lot about, cornerbacks. We've heard a lot about safeties in specific, but I really don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, people were talking highly of Sua Opeta. Everybody was saying that he was playing very well. When you watch the game back, there wasn't much of a drop off. I think where you'll see more of the drop off is probably in the run game. Cam Jurgens moving side to side is far more effective than a Sua Opeta moving side to side. Not saying that Sua Opeta can't do it. He's just not as athletic. So, I like I said, I have faith in him. I think that he'll be fine. But it's definitely a loss. It's definitely a loss on that offensive line you don't want to see. But hopefully it's closer to that 1 week than it is multiple weeks with Cam Jurgens. But we'll see. We have to wait and see, and we're playing that game, right? Last year, we got very lucky with injuries. We got very lucky as far as our health went. This year, not as lucky. But, these aren't, like I said, these are not season-ending injuries. These aren't, the year's over for the Eagles. These are things that we can definitely get by. Now, on the other side of things, Matthew Stafford, the guy who, he's probably the best running quarterback in the league right now. I mean, when Matthew Stafford, when he drops back, you're worrying about him scrambling, right? That's really what you're thinking about. But Adam Schefter put out yesterday, Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford has a hip contusion per head coach Sean McVay, who said, "We'll be smart with him, but it should be good to go. He is a stud, and obviously we saw him gut through that yesterday, but definitely took a good shot there. We feel like he should be good to go." Now, if Matthew Stafford is hurt, if Matthew Stafford's mobility is hindered even more, obviously I was joking about him being a running quarterback, but if his mobility is hindered even more by this injury, it could be major for the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, I've said this about Washington, and they kind of proved me wrong, but the Rams don't have the greatest of offensive lines. This is a offensive line that we should be able to take advantage of, and if Matthew Stafford can't move around, we should be able to take advantage of that as well. Now, obviously, they're going to be looking to get that ball out quick. There's rumors that Cooper Kupp might be back for this game. They got that kid Nuka, whatever his name is. He's been doing very well. So they have weapons, especially on offense, right? And they have guys on defense that can make this a game. So we have to take advantage of any advantage that we have. We got to take advantage of it. I was looking for another word to not say advantage twice, but we have to take advantage of any weakness that the Rams have. And right now it's looking like Matthew Stafford with that hip contusion might be a weakness. And like I said, that offensive line is not the greatest anyway. So we have to go out there. We have to take advantage of it, man, because I don't feel like our defensive line did what they were supposed to do against the Washington offensive line that was on pace to give up historic numbers as far as sacks went. Now, don't get me wrong. The linebackers did their thing. I think Slay got a sack as well. We all know what, Nicholas Morrow, I was going to say Anthony, Nicholas Morrow did 3 sacks. He had a great game, right? But at the end of the day, I think that defensive line should have went crazy. That defensive line, I agree with you, Antonio, man. I rewatched the last game. We should have had 10 sacks. We should have. There was a lot of one-on-ones. There was a lot of opportunities, and the defensive line, in my opinion, just did not take advantage of it. They took it for granted, and they didn't make the plays that they need to make. Now, don't get me wrong. People are definitely trying to stop our pass rush with quick passes, with, quick little pitches, stuff like that. They're trying to, make it so that our defensive line can't just pin their ears back and go. But at the end of the day, you had opportunities, and you have to take advantage of those opportunities. We have too many. Hassan Reddick got a sack as well. I don't know if you want to consider him part of the D-line. He's part of the pass rushers, right? But, you have to go out there and you have to play your best game, and you have to take advantage of stuff like that, because in the playoffs, it's going to come down to one key, right? One thing that you have over the other team that if you can take advantage of that, then you can win the game. And that's what we need. We need to do that. So, look, if Stafford's hurt, this is something we have to who's we? If Stafford's hurt, we got to go out there and we got to take advantage of it. I'm going to go play, Dank. I'm going to go play. I'm going to go suit up, and I'm going to go get us a sack. That's all I know. What's going on, Show Nuff? What's going on, E-Money? They had him in their grasp. He is a little bit more mobile than we thought. I mean, look, Sam Howell did good. Sam Howell is good. I ain't going to sit here and lie. Sam Howell did very well, and I'm not going to take away anything, from him. But you got to go out there and do what you got to do, man. This defensive line is highly paid, right? This defensive line gets a lot of money. So it's time to go out there and earn that money. As a whole, this defensive line gets paid, and they've always gotten paid. So go out there and earn that money. Ben says, our cornerbacks have not done a good job. I don't like the scheme Desai played, and the officiating was horrible. Reddick was held almost every play. Yeah, those officials were terrible. The referees were just terrible in that game. I agree. I've never been a fan of playing off coverage like as much as they do, especially. Obviously, we were really upset about, Jonathan Gannon do that. I'm not going to, change my tune with Sean Desai. Sean Desai has done a lot of good things, but he needs to get better. He needs to get better. What's going on, David? What's going on? I mean, yeah, and like I said, at the end of the day, these are things that we're going to have to work on throughout the year. It's not going to just happen overnight. It's not going to just happen in one game. But this is stuff that I'm hoping that we see improve this week, especially. I've been bigging up Howell since before he was drafted. Yeah, you have utilized. And look, I said it. Sam Howell before the game started, I came on here and I said, do not sleep on Sam Howell. He has looked good. It depends on what Sam Howell we get, but that offensive line is something we should have been able to take advantage of. We didn't. Sam Howell was a part of that. He was able to move very well inside the pocket as well, not just outside of the pocket. He moved very well inside of the pocket, moving up in the pocket, doing stuff that you don't really normally see out of a second-year quarterback. So, I was happy for him. The Washington Commanders might got a guy. Utilize Swift as much as possible. I understand resting him at times, though. Yeah, it's that fine line. What's too much rest? What's utilizing him too much? It's a fine line. I don't know what I would do, so it's like I don't want to hate on him too much. But I agree. Swift is that guy. You got to use him. Eagles go right into prevent defense from the first quarter and change up in the second half. We need to be more aggressive and pin our ears back when game starts to make them keep thinking. Facts, Linda. I don't understand the complacency. That's what I think happens a lot. Sometimes you'll see us get a nice little lead and Sean Desai gets a little bit too complacent with this defense. So I don't want to see that continue to happen. We got to figure something out. Whether it be, pinning your ears back from go and just bringing a bunch of pressure every down. If that's what you want to do it. I'm cool with it. If it's, getting a little exotic in your formations, then do that. I'm cool with that. If it's whatever it is, whatever it may be, go ahead and do that because the Eagles have the weapons to do that. We've seen it. The defensive line, is one of the best in the league, and we're not utilizing them properly. The linebackers are doing very well. They're playing a lot better than we thought they would. Cornerbacks were having a little bit of a down year, but we got to get better at that. And safeties, Reed Blankenship's a dog. If we can figure out somebody to play aside him, for 17 games, then I think we'll be fine. And Jalen Hurts had a quote about that game yesterday that I wanted to talk about. He said, I think tension and pressure builds character. We needed a game like this for us. That's big to hear. Jokingly, I guess we wanted to play a little bit longer tonight. I think a win like this does so much for the spirit of a team because winning is not easy. That's the mentality you want your quarterback to have. That's the mentality that you want your team to have. Realistically, that's the mentality you want your full team to have is that, what, we went out there, we didn't play our best game, but at the end of the day, we went out there and into an environment that felt like a playoff game. Take away who we were playing. It was a close game. It was a game that came down to the wire. It felt like a playoff game, no matter who we were playing. So you go out there, you get that win, and it's good to know that you can scrap for wins. We've been scrapping for wins all year. You know what I'm saying? So Look, I don't love how we're winning, but I like that we're winning. And I think that's, something that's kind of getting overshadowed sometimes by how it's happening, which I don't give a damn how it happens. I don't care if Nick Sirianni got to go out there and play quarterback for us to win. I want to win. I don't care how it happens. I really do not. What's going on, D. Aldridge? What's going on? The Commanders OC, Casey's OC last year. What's his name? Bieniemy was ready. Our DC, not so much. Check their drive sheet. Rookie quarterback, we let him thrive. I didn't feel them Sunday. Yeah, I definitely didn't feel that defense Sunday. This is going to be a huge matchup this Sunday against the Rams. Regardless of what the Rams are this year, whether they're going to be good or not, Sean McVay is one of the most touted, offensive minds in the league, whether that's fair or not. He hasn't done it with anybody other than first round picks, but it is what it is, right? You got a guy that has won a Super Bowl in this league. Like I said, a lot of people love him as an offensive-minded head coach. So this is going to be a big game for Sean Desai. Can Sean Desai go out there and put together a game plan that can slow down Sean McVay's offense? So if he can do that, then we can definitely talk. We can definitely talk about Sean Desai and how I'm feeling this defense. But after that game against the Commanders, I'm not feeling it that much. Did you see Witherspoon show out last night? He looked good. Wasn't that his first game though? Didn't he just come back from injury? I could be wrong about that, but I saw a lot of people talking about, defensive rookie of the year. Like, bruh, I don't remember anybody talking about him before this. I felt like that was his first game, but it is what it is. I can't wait to play the Giants. The Giants look like they are just falling apart, and it's beautiful to see, if I'm being honest. I actually love it. Call me a hater, but I love to see it. You love to see it. And look, at the end of the day, if the Eagles can figure this out this week, the rest of this I mean, look, we look at the we look at the Dolphins. The Dolphins are good, right? The Dolphins are a good team, but I'm not sure I'm really that afraid of them anymore. I mean, they didn't look that good against the Bills, and the Bills didn't look that good in some games as well. Now, I'm not going to be one of those guys that sits here and be like, oh, well, this team lost to that team, and that team lost to this team, so this team can't be that team. Like, I'm not going to do that because that's kind of dumb to do. But every team has shown weakness, and the 49ers, we're going to talk about them because to me, they're probably the second best team in the league. But look, you got it didn't come up. I want to pull something up. But look, you got stuff like this happening. You got stuff like this happening. Hold on, I gotta fix this. I'm trying to upload stuff on the fly. Just didn't work. It's gonna work right now, though. I promise you that. But now you gotta see how much stuff goes in the background of this. There's a lot of stuff that goes on. But look, I'm telling you, bro, when you got stuff like this happening on your sideline, bro, that's never good. That is not something you want to see. People were making a big deal about our players being very animated, being emotional about this team. You don't want to see stuff like this. You definitely don't want to see stuff like this. Like, I mean, we're going to keep that up for a little bit because that's hilarious to see. I would love to know. I would love to know what was said, right? Because, like, I don't know, man. You guys let me know. How would you caption this? Let me best caption down in the comments. I will repost this video with a picture of your caption, the funniest caption for this video. Let me know. But let's talk some of the, and I also want to make an announcement about something that I got earlier. But yeah, anyways, what's going on, Eagles Realist? What's up? 20 minutes what I missed. You ain't missed too much. We just talking that talk. We did talk about Cam Jurgens' injury. We also talked about Matthew Stafford is a little bit banged up as well. So you haven't missed too much. Did you see Devin Witherspoon shit? But did you see when the NFL shows the final 30 minutes they gave you, though, it was a great one. Yeah, facts. Don't nobody get credit except those players, though. I was never afraid of the Dolphins. I think we could smoke them. I think it'll be a good game. It comes down to our defense in that game, right? Like, if our defense can hold up, then yeah, I think we can beat almost any team, if I'm being real. Except when he got trucked at the 8-yard line. I love Reed's play, but when he whiffed on Johnson, the QBs, the cornerbacks were getting blocked and linebackers were out of position. Desai fell for the okey doke, no pressure at all. I don't know, Dank. I don't know. He said, damn, Daniel, that's funny. I like that. They just paid Daniel Jones too. Shake my head. Yeah, that's crazy. Overrated coach. Getting poor game plan. Blame the QB with no weapons. I mean, he got weapons. Looks like he said this, mother. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I was thinking. You got your contacts in. You staring at one wide receiver. I'm thinking he was like, hey, bro, like these are our jerseys. These are the colors of our jerseys. You got to throw it to this color jerseys. Turn up my mic. Is that better? Let me know if that's better. Turn up my mic. Is that better? Here, let me turn down the background music a little bit. All right, that should be better. Let me know if that's better. A little bit more. That's about as high as I could go. Let me know if that's good. Bad dog is mad dog because the Giants always stink. They linking us to Chase Claypool. I don't think we need him if it was Kansas. Yeah, I don't want Chase Claypool. Last thing we need is another wide receiver. Not saying that, we can't handle another wide, but we don't need one. Thank you, Eagles Realists. Appreciate you, no doubt. he was showing him all the money the Giants paid him. Facts. He was like, look at that contract that you signed. Look at the contract you signed. Get it the heck together. That's a good one. I like that. I like that. Quickly, though, I want to say before we, get on to the next part of all this news and all this stuff we got to talk about, I want to give a big shout out to Simply More Than Words. All right. She sent me some really cool stuff. So I want to unbox it with you guys really quick live. So she makes a bunch of stuff, a bunch of, customized stuff. But I'm an Eagles fan, and she's from Philly. So she sent me a message and was like, oh, she got all this stuff. She wanted to know if I wanted anything. And of course I did. So she went ahead and sent me a beautiful, well, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm assuming it's beautiful, mug. You guys know I love to drink some coffee in the morning. So we're going to open it here together. I hope you guys don't mind. Nothing else in there. All right. So this is actually fire. So look at that. I'm going to give you guys. Let me give you guys a full view of it. This is pretty sick. Not going to lie. I'm loving this. Hold on, I just want to get a full screen for you guys so you guys can actually see it. All right, so let me know if y'all can see that good. Fire. That is fire. So shout out to her, man. Simply More Than Words. Simplymorethanwords.com. Let's see if we can get that in the boom. So we got that right there. Shout out to her. This is fire. And then she gave me some stickers as well. Let's see if we can get that focused. Ignore my fingernails. Ignore my fingernails. So shout out to Simply More Than Words, man. This is awesome. Again, I'll give you guys a little bit better of a. That is sick. I love getting stuff like that. That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm going to be using that today at work. So shout out to her. Thank you so much. Like I said, simplymorethanwords.com. She's from Pennsylvania. She's an Eagles fan. So definitely go show some support. And thank you. If you're watching this, I appreciate you. Appreciate you more than I could say, man. But one more time, this is the best picture right here. I mean, this is the best video right here. Well, you ain't got to look at no other video. This is the best video right here. So we're going to watch this while I read some more comments. I don't even drink coffee, but that's dope. It definitely is. Why'd you throw in the double coverage here? See that white jersey here? You know what? F it. That's what it feels like. I don't even drink coffee, but that's dope. Show the top. I got you. I haven't gotten the new sports journal yet. I'll go double check today, but I haven't gotten it just yet. Here's the top, in case you wanted to see it. And then the bottom. I mean, it's very good quality. I was upside down. Very good quality. I'm actually really impressed. It's pretty fire. I knew she was going to send me something, but I didn't know what. And, she has a couple different designs. So definitely go check it out. Definitely go show some support, show some love, for a fellow Eagles fan. You always got to show love to Eagles fans, man. We are all we got. We are all we need. You know what I'm saying? So let's get some of these comments. Yeah, it is good quality. And I want to go over talking about quality. I'm asking you guys the quality of these NFL teams. So the poll so far, we got 50 votes. And I asked who is the best team in the NFL. So far, it is 70% Eagles, 28% Niners, and 2% Chiefs. The website is The website is simplymorethanwords.com. I'll put it in the chat. Damn, you got another ticket thrown into a no thud. Yeah, how am I gonna pick one? I don't know how to pick it. With Jurgens being out hurt, would you start Steen or Opeta? Opeta played great, by the way. I'm definitely starting Opeta. I mean, I don't know if Steen is good or not. I mean, I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna say one way or the other, but he hasn't been active at all. He hasn't been activated any of these games. So I feel comfortable with Sua Opeta. Sua Opeta's played. Sua Opeta's been asked to go in there and start. So, or not start, but he's been asked to go in there cold and fill in for guys. So I feel way more comfortable with a Sua Opeta than I do with putting Tyler Steen out there for the first time, especially against Aaron Donald, right? Like I'm not trying to give him his welcome to the NFL moment against Aaron Donald. Like that is not a good welcome to the NFL moment. That's scary NFL. That's oof. I just imagining that. I would hate that. Imagine you your first game playing in the NFL and you got to go block Aaron Donald. Like, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Let me sit this one out. What did you think about Terrell Edmonds' play? I thought it was horrible, if I'm being 100% honest. I think he was horrible. I think he was absolutely horrible. Opeta did play well, but I heard he wasn't a factor in the run game. So Outside the Birds, shout out to Outside the Birds. He does amazing work. Talk to him. Go holler at him because I've been telling him we need to get him on the show. So yeah, tell him he need to come on the show because I love to do. But no, yeah, he was talking about it. He did like a good film review and he was talking about it on Twitter and talked about him in the run game. When I watched it, I won't say that he was like terrible. I won't say that he was like, making our run game terrible or anything like that. There was definitely some times that he got beat, but Washington has one of the best defensive lines when they're on. When they're playing well, they are one of the best defensive lines in the NFL. So it is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and say that he was trash in the run game, but there's definitely a drop-off when it comes to him in the run game because of his athleticism. So, I mean, I agree that there was definitely a drop-off in his production when it came to the run game compared to Cam Jurgens, but I don't think that it was bad enough to sit here and say that he was a no-show or just not involved, it wasn't a factor. I think he'll be fine. I think that this game will be good for him. Playing Aaron Donald, I keep going back to that because that's not easy, bro. Playing Aaron Donald is not going to be fun. That's not going to be easy for him. So it's going to be interesting. It should be very interesting to see. So I'm going to go ahead and answer the question now because I asked you guys who you guys thought was the best team in the NFL. I obviously think it's the Eagles, right? I can't sit here and maybe I should be unbiased. Maybe I should say, it's another team. But I say it's the Eagles, and we're going to talk about why. Now, before we talk about why, I want to remind you guys that I am on the Pro Sports Fans app. So if you're a Pro Sports Fans app, I said it right. And we do a show every Wednesday called The Link Up. It's me and Sideline Eagles, John, the owner of Sideline Eagles Twitter. He's a great dude. We did one last week. It was a lot of fun. I would love for you guys to join because we're going to allow people to come on, call in, talk, tell us where they want to go with the show, tell us what they're thinking. And we're going to preview this game coming up. And we're obviously going to talk about the Washington game as well. But we'd love to see you guys there. I really hope that you guys join. The link, as always, is in the description. Also, the link for the Sports Journal should be in the description. So yeah, if you guys want to support, those are some ways that you can do that. But now I want to talk about the top two teams because, like I said, the Eagles to me are the number one team in the league. And if you guys are just joining or just on your way in and out, be sure to hit that like. You know what I'm saying? We got 26 likes. We got 51 people in here. Can we get some more likes? Can we get like 50 likes today? I really appreciate that. So let's talk. I say that the Eagles and the Niners are the class of the division, or the league. Definitely of the conference, right? But I think it's the Eagles and the 49ers. The Eagles and the 49ers have continued to find ways to win. The 49ers have played probably better games as far as, just not really having to worry about anything looking bad. Their offense has looked good. Their defense has looked good. They haven't really fell off anywhere. They're top 10 everywhere, and they've earned it. They also haven't played the highest of competition. I'm not going to sit here and say that, the teams they play are trash, but they also haven't played the best of teams. You say the Bills, the Bills, they've been up and down for me. I don't think that the Bills have had, the last game looked good. Don't get me wrong. My bad. Hold on. But no, the last game they looked good, obviously shutting down a potent offense in the Dolphins. But I don't know. Me personally, I think that if you're looking at the full body of work, San Fran has just looked. You could even say that San Fran looks better than the Eagles. I mean, if I had to rank them right now, I would probably put San Fran over the Eagles just because they've won every game by a good margin. But they've played the Steelers, who they blew out. They played the Rams. They played the Giants. They played the Cardinals. Obviously, the Giants, we're finding out who they are slowly. We know who the Cardinals are. Unless they're the Cowboys, they're not that good. The Rams, we'll figure out. They played them pretty tough, 30-23. That was their closest game. So we'll see what happens there. And the Steelers, the Steelers are the Steelers, I guess. I don't think that they're that good, but somebody might. Somebody might. What are they right now? The Steelers are 2-2. So I mean, it is what it is. So they played the 2-2 Steelers. They played the Rams, who are 2-2. I mean, they haven't really played great competition. We haven't either. I won't sit here and act like we've played, a bunch of Super Bowl matchups, but I just think when you look at the Eagles, you look at the San Francisco 49ers, these are the guys that. These are the class of the division. You look at the rankings. I mean, points per game, they're third, we're fifth. It's only a 2-point, difference, if that. Less than a 2-point difference. Points per game allowed, they're third, we're 16th. That's where a big difference comes in. But again, it's only a touchdown difference. Total yards, we're fifth, they're second. Not too far off. It's about 6-yard difference. Pass yard game. We're not too bad, actually. 226. We've jumped up to 12th. Before we were like 26th. They're 9th at 245, so not too far off. Rush game is obviously where we really get our stones, but they are not that bad at all, right? They're third. We're second. Only about a 10-yard difference. Yards per game allowed. That's where a pretty good size difference comes in. We're 16th. They're fifth. About a 40-yard difference per game. Turnover differential, we're exactly tied. We're absolutely tied. So it comes down to the matchups within the matchups, right? Like you look at this defensive line, our offensive line versus their defensive line, their offensive line versus our defensive line, our quarterback versus their secondary, their quarterback or their running game realistically versus our linebackers and our front seven. What can we do? What can we do to slow down a team like this? And I think that there's a lot. On the other end, there's a lot of things that they can do. They want to play the same sort of game we want to play. When it comes to running the ball, controlling time of possession, that's what we want to do. We want to take the ball out of the hands of the other offense. We want to slowly, methodically get down the field, and we want to make the game our type of game. That's what they want to do. The Sports Journal doesn't have a link. All right, so the Sports Journal as well. So yeah, 2 links. I'm sorry, y'all. We got 2 links. Simplymorethanwords.com, and then also the Amazon link for the Sports Journal. If you guys want to support, that's 2 ways. And the biggest way to support is definitely to hit that like and subscribe. I appreciate all you. Y'all have no idea how much I appreciate y'all. I literally come on these shows never really expecting there to be many people, and right now we have 61 people. So you guys are absolutely amazing. I want Purdy out there seeing ghosts. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't want to hurt Purdy this year. I didn't want to hurt him last year, but, I don't want that this year. I want him to play all 4 quarters so we could whoop their ass with him playing all 4 quarters. Because, the 49ers fan base has become one of those fan bases that just annoy the living hell out of me because they have so many excuses. I've never seen a fan base with so many excuses. You lost. You lost in the playoffs. It is what it is. It is what it is. You lost in the playoffs. Move on, bro. All right, I'm going to put the link in the thing because I don't know why it wouldn't. All right, so that's the link. That is the link for the Sports Journal right there. So like I said, we got the big shout out to Simply More Than Words. Big shout out to Benjamin, both of you guys. And also, if there's anybody that does music out there, let me know. Hit me up because I kind of want a new. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of want a new intro. But I don't want to do it. I want one of y'all to do it. If y'all want to do it, if not, we'll rock with the same intro. I love my intro, but kind of want a new one. Flying High says the Bills look like the best team right now. Yeah, I talked about that. I found the snap counts on Bleeding Green. McCullum had 20 snaps, 65% all on special teams. So McCullum might be a guy that, takes one of these guys, because it comes down to you're going to have to start one of these guys that have been heavily used on special teams. So do you really want to use him on special teams and as a starter? Probably not. You're probably going to have to start somebody that you don't want to. So, whether it's Josh Jobe, whether Kaylee Ringo starts seeing more, snaps, because Kaylee Ringo gets utilized a lot on special teams, you're going to see somebody get moved up from just special teams and gets utilized on this defense until they either trade for somebody or they sign somebody. So, this would be a perfect time to have old boy Isaiah Rodgers. This would be a perfect time to have him right now. But, of course, he wants to. And my thing is, if you brought back, who was it that got brought back a little bit early? I want to say for the Jaguars, he got brought back a little bit early from his gambling. Let's do that. A word, Linda. Yeah, if he wants to make a song, we'll always promote who makes the music. My boy Sonny did all these beats that you hear. My boy Jose is an Eagles fan. He has a song that I play with the beats at the end of it. I love to show love for people. I like my intro, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I feel like this show is about y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I would love like something kind of dedicated to the Philly Morning Joe. I think that would be cool. So, yeah, if he wants to do it, that would be awesome. What's going on, PJ? What's going on? Let's beat the Rams. We won't know who the best team is until February. Big facts. That's big facts. I mean, none of this matters, right? We've talked about it. We've looked at a lot of different, why can't I talk? We've looked at a lot of different power rankings, stuff like that. It doesn't matter until the playoffs. But, right now, I feel like this is the team we got to beat. And realistically, we won't play them until when? Don't we play them this year? We play them in December 3rd. So, I mean, that's a long time away. If you really look at our schedule outside of the Dolphins, I guess the Commanders, because we play them again, and Dallas until we play the Dolphins, we really don't play a team that strikes too much fear in my heart. So, I mean, I say that now. Who knows? At any given Sunday, I didn't think that the Commanders would strike any fear in my heart, and they played us till the very end of the game. What's going on, Katai's mom? What's going on? So, it's week by week. We got to go week by week, but I definitely think this is the top two teams in the league right now, and obviously that can change. That can, who knows? The Eagles can run away with the league. That's what I'm hoping for, right? That's what I'm hoping for. So we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. Now, the poll so far has 60 votes on it. 72% are saying Eagles are the best team in the league. 28% are saying now. So 70% now are saying Eagles. 28% saying the Niners, and 2% saying the Chiefs. So I would love to see who says the Chiefs. Who are the 2% that say the Chiefs? Which I'm not mad at it. I don't, I think that any of these teams you can make an argument for. The Cowboys is maybe a little bit tougher of an argument to make, but I wanted to give them the opportunity to be up there. I didn't want to be a jerk. Wanted to give them that shot to be up there. I mean, I know that Dallas Cowboys are probably, beating their chest about that last game, which good for them. Kudos to them, I guess. I don't think that said much about them. It is what it is. The Patriots played us hard. Yep. They had 5-6 months to get ready for us, and we played them in a monsoon, right? Doesn't that matter? They kept on bringing up how they played in a monsoon, and, they had a tornado, and there was a snowstorm at the same time, and Jesus had to part the Red Seas for them to even get to the stadium. Like, the amount of excuses that they came up with for that game was just insane. It was actually kind of impressive, I'm gonna be honest. What's going on, Chiquita? What's going on, T? Well, we got everybody in the building, man. I love to see it. How many people we got in this building, man? How many people we got? We got 55 people in the building, man. 41 likes. Can we get that to 50 likes? I really appreciate it. We're going to finish this off just talking to y'all, man. Let's take this last 10 minutes. If y'all got any questions, if y'all want to talk about anything, man, just let me know. New coordinators have more of an impact than what most people thought. Our talent is overcoming the coaching again. That's a statement right there. That's definitely a statement right there. You know what else is a statement? I wanted to show this before I got out of here as well. But that's definitely a statement. The coaching has, I won't say bad. I won't say that they've been bad, but they've been making some questionable decisions. So, we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. There's a public service announcement. The brotherly shove works for the Eagles because they have I'm reading it like it's a comment. Ryan Clark said, I'm losing my mind. Ryan Clark said, this is a public service announcement. The brotherly shove works for the Eagles because they have the people for it. It starts with Jason Kelce and Jalen Hurts. They got the folks. Y'all may not. Just because you can get in the formation doesn't mean you gonna make it. Exactly. We saw the Giants fail it miserably. We saw that happen. I'm so tired of people acting like we have some unfair advantage while doing it. Y'all can try it too. Y'all just can't make it happen. That's the difference. Y'all cannot make it happen. I've said it before. It starts with our offensive line, ends with Jalen Hurts. The push is just another insurance policy. Even if we didn't have that push, we probably would still make it. So, people need to just stop complaining about it. I'm off it, but I just thought this was a really good way of putting it. And, I've said it before, but I feel like when other people say it, people listen more. So, it is what it is. Joe, this is my secondary lineup. Slay and Bradbury on the outside, Sidney at the slot, Blankenship and Evans at safety. Yeah, hopefully Evans is good to go this week. Obviously, we missed him last week, which is kind of interesting that he didn't play against the Bucs. I didn't even put that. No, he did play against the Bucs. He didn't play against the Commanders. I was about to go into conspiracy theory, Joe. I'm telling you, it was about to be conspiracy Castro hour because I was about to be like, hold up, wait a minute. Jesus could have make it because he was still looking for parking. Facts. Jack Stola's doing a great job at blocking, but will Albert O see the field? Yeah, I think he got some snaps last game, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure how many. I would have to actually look at the snap count, but he got some snaps last game. Yeah, Jack Stoll, we've had Jack on the show. I love Jack Stoll. He's a great guy, man. He's a very funny dude, very down-to-earth guy. And, something that he said to me in that show was, because I asked him about his mullet. He used to have a mullet coming out of college. And when he came to the Eagles, he cut the mullet. And he basically said that he felt he needed to earn the mullet. He needed to earn it back. So I think he's slowly earning it back. I really do. Would I still trade for Buddha? Yes, I would still trade for Buddha. I think that if you can make this team better, go ahead and do it. If you can do it, go ahead and do it. There's nothing. You got to be all in. The Eagles have money coming in next year. The Eagles have assets. There's really no. I'd love to trade for Asante Samuel. I would go crazy if we could get Asante Samuel. I was under the impression that he wasn't playing. Apparently, he's been starting for them like the past 3 games, but the first game he was not playing for them. So I just kind of went off that and was like, shit, if you're not going to play him, I'll take him. But it looks like they're playing him, so that might be a little bit unrealistic. But if they keep losing, hey, if they mathematically out of the playoffs by week 6, week 7, which might happen, hey, bring them on down. Bring them on down to a winning team. I would love Asante Samuel Jr. He deserves to be on the Eagles. We need to throw to Goddard more. I agree, Michael. What's going on, by the way? I agree, Michael. But, again, it kind of is like the whole Swift conversation. It's like you don't want to force it, right? You don't want to force anything. And, look, Dallas Goedert, he's going to get his. There's going to be games that we're like, bro, we couldn't have won that game without Dallas Goedert. And, luckily, I think if out of anybody, he's the one guy that we can count on not getting too upset. He's not going to get too mad about his touches or lack thereof. So, I do want to see him get more involved, but I think it'll come and I think it'll happen. Rather trade for Asante. Are we saving Penny for the playoffs? I don't know what we're doing with Penny. To be honest with you, I have no idea what we're doing with Penny. I had no idea what we were doing with, DeAndre Swift. Maybe it's just going to come down to Penny having to play, and then there's them seeing that he does well, and then he gets snaps. I really don't know what they're seeing or what they're not seeing. Maybe it's just the, pass protection. Because you got Kenneth Gainwell out there on pass protection. It's kind of sad that he's our best option. I cannot imagine that he is our best option. I'm sorry, but it is. 2 key first downs from 88. Yeah, he's been playing he's been key when we needed him. Like, he's been making plays when we needed him. He's just not getting the big numbers. You know, it's tough. You're probably on pace to see another year where you have two 1,000-yard wide receivers in Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. And if Olamide Zaccheaus can continue to kind of make an impact on this offense, who knows? I mean, they're trying to get Britton Covey snaps. Who knows what's going to happen with this offense? You know, I would love to see Dallas Goedert get more touches, but I'm not going to complain as long as we're continuously winning, you know? Do you think Slay still has shutdown ability if playing man? Yeah, I think that he can still shut down players. I think that he's had some really tough matchups over the past couple of weeks. Terry McLaurin is a really good player. Justin Jefferson is a very good player. Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, they're very good players. Who did the Patriots really didn't have anybody that good at wide receiver, but he's played some really, really good teams so far. So, it sucks, but, I think he'll be fine. I think he's all right. Michael DeJean, would you bring back Dean Morrow's ball? And that's going to be a very, very tough decision to make. But kind of like what Kataya's mom said, it's a happy problem. It's a good problem to have. It's definitely not something that it's one thing if you say, we can't wait till Dean comes back. We need him. This linebackers are trash. And that's what I kind of thought we would be saying. Like, damn, how are we going to get by an injury if Dean goes down? But I don't know. It's going to be tough. It's really going to be tough. I would say yes. I would love to see Zach. I would love to see Nakobe Dean and Nick Morrow out there together, and then maybe have Zach Cunningham coming off the bench. But look, you can make an argument for anybody. And look at that. We just got 1% for the Cowboys. There's a Cowboys fan in here. Put Dean off linebacker. That's an option. Jets are even getting better. Yeah, Jets, I mean, it'll be interesting to see if they're getting better or if that was just kind of a one-off game. If they just had a really good game because it was under the lights. They're going against Kansas City. They just kind of outplayed who they are. I think after the Jets, we will find out who we are. We have the Commanders going against Chiefs, Bills, and Dallas. Yeah, this schedule gets very, very tough. After, like you said, after the Jets, this schedule gets very, very hard. I don't think they would play two small linebackers together. Cunningham should not come off the bench. I mean, I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough decision. Yeah, I'm cool with almost anything, to be honest with you. As long as you're getting snaps out of everybody, I'm cool with it. We need to win this weekend. Dallas may lose this week. Yeah, and honestly, that's a win-win for us. That game is such a win-win for us because as long as we handle business, right, that's first and foremost. The Eagles need to go out there and win. But if we can handle business, whether Dallas wins or loses, it helps us. I mean, if Dallas wins, there's still a game behind us, and now the 49ers aren't undefeated. If Dallas loses, now they're 2 games back, and, the 49ers are still undefeated, but it really doesn't matter. So, I mean, either way, I'm cool with it. Either way, I think I'm going to leave this weekend happy. We got a tough stretch. We definitely do. But I think that this was a good game to have before that tough stretch. This was a good just game to kind of test yourself, kind of, gut check, right? It was kind of a gut check type of game that you got to go out there and you got to improve. And I think we will. We just need to handle our business. I agree. That's all it comes down to. So one last time, we're going to look at this poll. We got 73 votes so far. Who is the best team in the NFL? 73% of you saying Eagles, 26%, excuse me, now we just got another vote, so it's 72% Eagles, 26% Niners, 1% Cowboys, 1% Chiefs. It is what it is. Looks like it's the Eagles, at least to us, you know what I'm saying, which isn't much of a surprise. Go Birds, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm excited for this year, man. I'm excited to see what's going to happen this weekend. Obviously, we will be back tomorrow morning. We will be back. I'm off of work tomorrow, so, it'll be kind of a relaxing day for me finally. But other than that, I mean, I appreciate you guys to the end of the world and back. We got 65 people in the building. If y'all could hit that like for me, we are 3 away from 50. I would really, really appreciate that. Share, like, comment. We are like less than 20. I think we're 20 people away from 6,000 subscribers. Let me double check. Yeah, we're 20 people away from 6,000. So if you guys know 20 people, I'd really appreciate you letting them know about Philly the podcast. Again, thank you to Benjamin Moore for the Sports Journal. Again, thank you to Simply More Than Words for the amazing cup. This cup is so fire. One more time. We got to this cup is just fire. You know what I'm saying? Go support that lady. Go support her on Instagram, everything. But other than that, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's going to be. It's Fly Eagles Fly. And we are out here. And say it with me if you're feeling good. Peace!
Everywhere, this is for you.
Fly Eagles flying, you on the team. Touchdown, time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird gang nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season here, early time to do him in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.